Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. You don't need a single piece of equipment to build the kind of strength that turns heads and commands respect. While everyone's lining up for overpriced gym memberships and fancy machines that promise quick results, military units across the globe are forging soldiers with nothing but their body weight and an unbreakable will. The secret isn't in what you use. It's in how intelligently you push your body beyond its comfort zone. And that's exactly what separates those who look strong from those who are legitimately unstoppable. These 5 exercises aren't just movements. They're time-tested protocols that have transformed ordinary individuals into physical specimens capable of building lean muscle, torching stubborn body fat, and developing the kind of cardiovascular conditioning that lets you outlast anyone when it matters most. If you've been stuck in a plateau, frustrated with lackluster results, or convinced you need equipment to build real strength, what you're about to discover will completely shatter those limitations. The question isn't whether these exercises work. It's whether you're ready to embrace the discomfort required to unlock a level of strength and conditioning that most people will never experience in their lifetime. The plank walk is a movement that separates those who truly train from those who just pretend to train. It forges an unbreakable core strength, developing endurance and stability across multiple muscle layers simultaneously. It's no coincidence that this exercise is part of the military training arsenal. It builds the solid foundation that supports all the other complex movements you'll execute in life. As you transition between the forearm plank and the high plank, you're simultaneously recruiting the deep core, shoulders, chest, serratus anterior, and all the stabilizers of the lower back and hips. Each transition teaches your body to maintain rigidity under tension, preventing unwanted torso rotations. This not only prevents injuries, but also develops functional strength that directly transfers to heavy lifts and explosive movements. Plus, there's a brutal muscular endurance component here. Maintaining constant tension while moving your arms creates a burn that strengthens both fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers. To execute, position yourself in a forearm plank with elbows directly under your shoulders and your body completely straight. Place one hand at a time under your shoulders to rise into a high plank, keeping your hips motionless and your core contracted as if you were about to take a punch to the abdomen. Then return in a controlled manner to the starting position by alternating arms. Start with 3 sets of 6 to 8 complete repetitions, up and down, focusing on eliminating any hip rotation. If needed, film yourself from the side to ensure your body remains like a rigid board. As you progress, increase to 10 to 12 reps, add more sets, reduce rest between them, or use a light-weighted vest to transform this into a true test of strength and endurance that few can withstand. Second exercise, mountain climbers. Mountain climbers are the type of exercise that tests your real movement capacity, no matter how many springs you've already lived through. This movement builds cardiovascular endurance while simultaneously burning fat and developing explosive hip power that translates directly into agility, balance, and the ability to react quickly when life demands it. It's a full-body conditioning tool that keeps your cardiovascular system young and your muscles responsive, qualities that become even more valuable as the years pass. The magic happens in the coordination of multiple systems working at once. Your shoulders and arms stabilize your upper body under constant load, while your hip flexors, quads, and core fire repeatedly in alternating patterns, creating a metabolic demand that elevates your heart rate in a controlled manner. This isn't just cardio. You're training anti-rotation strength as each knee drive wants to twist your torso, forcing your obliques and deep core muscles to fight against that movement. The result? A midsection that's not only strong, but also resilient, protecting your spine and maintaining impeccable posture even under exertion. To perform them correctly, start in a high plank with hands directly under your shoulders, back flat, and core braced firmly. Drive one knee toward your chest while keeping your hips level, then alternate legs in a controlled running motion. If you're just starting out or want to reduce joint impact, place your hands on a couch or bench, creating an incline that makes the exercise more accessible without losing the benefits. Begin with 3 sets of 15 to 20 seconds at a moderate pace, focusing on keeping your shoulders stable and your back from sagging. As your conditioning improves, increase to 30-second intervals, add more sets, or gradually reduce the incline until you reach the floor, creating an intelligent progression that respects your body while constantly challenging it. Third exercise, push-up. The push-up is the backbone of military physical training for a reason. But there's a variation that makes your chest explode with a pump so intense it feels like your pecs might rip through your shirt. That secret? Performing a set of quality reps and then finishing with a brutal 10-second isometric hold at the bottom position, transforming this classic movement into a legitimate strength-building weapon that separates those who train smart from those who just go through the motions. Special Forces operators have used this technique for decades because it doesn't just build muscle. It forges the kind of pressing power and endurance that translates into real-world strength when you need it most. The brilliance lies in accumulating fatigue through dynamic reps and then crushing your muscles with intense isometric tension when they're already exhausted. After you've completed your repetitions, holding that bottom position with your chest hovering just above the ground forces your pecs, triceps, and anterior deltoids to fire at near maximal intensity while fighting against fatigue. This creates a metabolic stress and time under tension that triggers significant muscle growth and builds structural strength in your connective tissues. Your muscles have nowhere to hide. Beyond the physical gains, there's a mental toughness element here. Holding that position when every fiber is screaming at you to collapse builds the kind of resilience that's forged in military training grounds worldwide. To execute properly, perform standard push-ups with your hands slightly wider than shoulder width, elbows tracking at about 45 degrees from your body rather than flaring straight out. Complete 10 to 15 controlled repetitions. Then on your final rep, lower yourself until your chest is roughly an inch from the floor and hold that exact position for a full 10 seconds. Keep your core braced like you're about to take a hit, your body in a straight line, and fight to maintain that position even as your muscles burn. Start with 3 sets using this format, resting 2 to 3 minutes between sets to recover fully. As you build strength, increase the reps before the hold, extend the hold to 15 to 20 seconds, or elevate your feet on a bench to create an intensity that pushes your upper body to levels few are willing to endure. Fourth exercise, squat plus max. The squat with a maximum hold is a leg-destroying protocol that builds the kind of lower body endurance and mental fortitude that military recruits develop during punishment drills. This isn't just about building bigger legs. It's about forging a foundation of strength that supports everything you do, from explosive power to outlast anyone when endurance matters most. That final hold at the bottom position takes what seems like a simple bodyweight movement and transforms it into a test of will that separates those who quit when it burns from those who push through the fire. The magic happens when you combine multiple quality reps with an isometric hold that taxes every muscle fiber in your legs simultaneously. After completing your squats, holding the bottom position forces your quads, glutes, hamstrings, and calves to maintain tension under extreme fatigue, while your core stabilizes your entire torso to keep you upright. This creates both metabolic stress and mechanical tension, the two primary drivers of muscle growth and strength adaptation. Beyond building raw leg power, this hold develops structural resilience in your knee and hip joints, improving their stability and reducing injury risk during dynamic movements like running, jumping, or changing direction quickly. To execute properly, stand with feet shoulder-width apart and perform bodyweight squats by pushing your hips back, lowering until your thighs are at least parallel to the ground while keeping your chest up and heels planted. Complete 15 to 20 controlled repetitions. Then on your final rep, hold the bottom position for as long as possible. Keep your back straight, core engaged, and fight to maintain depth even as your legs start shaking uncontrollably. Start with 3 sets using this format, resting 2 to 3 minutes between sets to allow your legs to recover. As you progress, increase the reps before the hold. Challenge yourself to extend the hold duration each workout, or hold a water jug or backpack for added resistance, creating a progression that continuously pushes your lower body strength to new limits. Exercise 5, burpee. The burpee is the ultimate full-body conditioning exercise that's both loved and feared in equal measure across military training camps worldwide. This single movement combines strength, power, and cardiovascular endurance in a way that no other bodyweight exercise can match. It's a complete physical test packed into one brutal sequence. Navy SEALs, Marines, and elite units globally use burpees not just to build fitness, but to forge the mental toughness required to keep moving when your body is screaming at you to stop, making it the perfect litmus test for true grit. Every phase of the burpee hits different muscle groups and energy systems simultaneously. The squat down engages your legs and core. The plank position challenges your shoulders and torso stability. The push-up blasts your chest and triceps. The return to squat fires your hip flexors and abs. And the explosive jump recruits your entire posterior chain while spiking your heart rate through the roof. This constant transition between positions creates a metabolic demand that torches calories, builds work capacity, and improves your body's ability to recover quickly between efforts. Beyond the conditioning benefits, burpees develop coordination and body awareness. You're training your nervous system to move efficiently through complex movement patterns even when fatigue sets in. To execute properly, start standing, squat down and place your hands on the ground. Kick your legs back into a solid plank position. Perform a full push-up with your chest touching the floor. Immediately return your feet to the squat position, then explode upward into a jump with your arms reaching overhead. Keep every transition smooth and controlled rather than sloppy. If you're starting out or need to modify, skip the push-up and the jump, simply stepping back into plank and standing up instead of jumping, allowing you to build the movement pattern before adding intensity. Begin with 3 sets of 6 to 8 burpees, resting 90 to 120 seconds between sets to maintain good form throughout. As your conditioning improves, increase to 12 to 15 reps per set, reduce rest periods, or perform them in timed intervals like 30 seconds of work, followed by 30 seconds of rest, creating the kind of brutal conditioning protocol that transforms ordinary individuals into physically unstoppable forces. So here's the real question. Are you actually going to apply what you just learned, or will this be another video you forget by tomorrow? These 5 exercises are right in front of you. No excuses, no equipment, no barriers. So what's stopping you from starting today? Think about where you'll be in 30 days if you commit versus where you'll be if you keep waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Drop a comment below and tell me which exercise you're starting with today, and be honest. What's been holding you back? If you're serious about building real strength, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next protocols that'll take your training to the next level. The knowledge is here. Now it's on you to take action.